I was born in Manila, Philippines, and Ama was born in Cebu City, Philippines. In Cebu, it was like paradise, but of course at that time we didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was World War time, so and then when we started to move to Cebu, Cebu was very, what do you call it, backward. There's hardly anything, and so we went there, and everything was empty, and most people don't have cars, and but we have one that bring us around and things like that. So we were growing up. Actually, it was a very good time.
Good life.
Now that we think about it, Angkong had a good job, and we had to go to the beach every week. That's Angkong loves to swim. Would they understand Angkong? Angkong is my father, and he loves to swim. So every Sunday, we have to go.
They
We had a
the
beach house, yeah. Utivo is my great grandfather, who is very big in Philippines.
Yeah.
So we are just kind of considered privileged few, and we have our own beach house, and we go there every week. And Uncle just loved to swim. Just me, Uncle Richard, and
The
the
four
two
of you,
sisters, yeah.
Four.
And they are older one. They stay in Manila. They didn't go to Cebu. Okay, but when we were growing up, Uncle just want us to go. So why? On one of the beach, where my cousin, my cousin had a pen park,
Yeah, my
which
cousin.
happened.
It's
Pen
my
park. My cousin is from Manila, and when we were in school, Cebu, she visited us from time to time, and he had a pen pal, which is Ama's cousin,
Conchita.
and so he decided to go and visit her, and then she said, "Okay, let's go and have beach." And so Mom was invited for them, and then so the whole group goes there. And it was funny story is actually when I was growing up, we lived across Ama's house, but I never know her.
Yeah, Uncle Eddie, my brother, Uncle Eddie, always laughing at them. The father always tutor him.
He can see from Ama's house.
Yeah, just across.
Us, and just also see Uncle bring us to sit next to him for teaching us, doing homework.
But
and
those they are small. How old?
I
About
was
like 10?
almost 14 when I live across you.
Oh.
I think,
And then every time we have to walk to our school.
I was about 12. Yeah.
We didn't see. We don't look
Yeah.
at those
and
neighbors.
we don't see her either. But she's always at the she's always at the window. That was after I went to Manila. I went back to study.
59. Yeah.
And then that's when we
59.
go back during vacation time. And then because of this cousin and
It's
things,
first year college. Yeah.
I was 19 when I met Mom. Okay. So, but I was already studying in Manila. So I just went back for vacation with my cousin. And that's how we went out. And that's when I met Mom. Well, after studying medicine and you graduated, that was, everyone wants to come to USA to study more. So I came here as an exchange intern, which medicine.
They pay you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was assigned to Cook County. I applied
Chicago, yeah.
for Cook County Hospital in Chicago, which was one of the biggest hospitals at that time. So that's how we came to USA.
Okay.
So when we came, I applied for the hospital and also an apartment.
Yeah.
And at that time, they didn't have enough time to receive their reply. So we assumed, so never assume. We
Yeah.
assumed that it will be all done, and when we
Yeah,
come
have
here,
apartment.
we'll have a apartment and everything. So Uncle Ken said, "Don't worry, you go to USA, you can do anything easily." So when we arrived, it was midnight.
12 o'clock.
And then we called Cook County, nobody answered.
Yeah.
Because it was a government hospital, nobody cares, right? And so we said, where we go now? We take a taxi or something down, and then
Where
we
we
don't know
going
where we go. Because we want to ask where's our house, our apartment. And so nobody answered there. So in the meantime, it was midnight. And
your dad is so
done,
good. He
and-
sleep.
and he slept on the
Yeah.
we sleep on top of the suitcase.
Yeah.
And then we started to call, and it so happened that Amma had a cousin
Yeah, my cousin.
who was
studied-
just started in
Student,
Illinois
yeah.
Institute of
Illinois.
Technology, IIT, and they had a studio
Studio.
apartment. And so, well, at least tonight we're gonna go squeeze in, and they took us, go to the airport, bring us, and so on. And
And
that
Burma
is-
father have to pick us up because Uncle Chorbin is gone.
and Uncle Chukwin was studying in the
Yeah,
library,
Yeah.
and
So
Ansari,
Sally, yeah.
they're new too. They just came. He said, "Well, I don't know how to get him," and so he called Victor.
Victor.
And Victor is not a very friendly person that because he doesn't know you. He drove all the way to airport to pick us up.
I talked to Sally. I said, Sally, I have no place to go. And she said, we have studio only, if you don't mind. I said, of course we don't mind. We don't have no place to go. So he called Victor, yeah.
So the next day, we went to Cook County
Yeah.
to want to rent get to our apartment. And there was a big, heavy-set woman who is just Mrs. Moray.
Yeah.
Before he sees you, she's already scolding you. Uncle Ken used to laugh. That, she must be some kind of government appointment or something. Very rough, But then she told her, that apartment is not available yet. People hasn't lived. Because I came here near the end of June, and those people finished their
Not movie.
training after June or something. So there's no
vacant.
opening.
No vacant.
You want to put on your down payment? And at first I was thinking, well, we have no place to stay. Why you say we'll have to wait for almost a month?
Yeah.
But it's a good thing I make a decision that, okay. And they asked for down payment and 1 month ahead of time and all this kind of stuff. And I don't have that much money, but at the time I said, yeah, go ahead. And then so we have the apartment, but we cannot move in yet. Every day, Ansari will bring us around to Chicago to look for a place to stay. And we cannot find any place to stay. And when they hear
stay
about
with
you have
1
two
week,
kids,
yeah.
you cannot even find it. So it was halftime. Ansari had to bring us out every day to look for apartments. And then we still don't have any. In the meantime, you have to call him Felix. Uncle Felix, right? He's
Ling Ling father's brother.
uncle.
Yeah, uncle.
Okay.
Ling Ling uncle.
So my second sister married,
yeah.
Ling
Ling,
Ling's
yeah.
father, who had a
Brother,
is studying
doctor.
in Cook County.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I had a Filipino doctor friend who is more established already, and he had a house. I'll see if I can negotiate for a room for you guys, And so he rent us a room. So we stay in that one room for the kids and so on. We pay him because, and at the time I was assigned to emergency rooms, so at least I can go home. If you're a doctor, you have to, like say, on call. You don't go home. So it works out that way better. And every morning I have to walk 15 minutes to a
Train
subway
station.
station. Okay, and every day I took the train to work and then take the train back because, like I say, emergency room it was only 8 hours. So from morning 8 to 8 or something like that. So every morning I would sit in the how do you call that platform of a subway, and I was looking out at highway. I said, "Oh, I never seen subways that highway that big. It was 4 lanes each side, so that was eight lanes on the highway. So every morning I would have to sit there and wait until the train comes, and that's all I do is wow, this is such a big country, and so the subway reached Cook County Hospital. Ansari told me that in USA, if you can reach some place with walking, that is considered very near. So it worked out okay because I was in the emergency room and I was able to go home and take the train. So that's how we passed the first month until the apartment is available.
Philippines.
It was hard life because the pay is so small, and I was basically in the hospital most of the time. And when I started to be on call, it's almost every other day, and I had to stay in the hospital. You know, my mom adjusted well, and because in the apartment, it's called medical center.
Yeah,
where all the doctors
like,
are there, and she met
like
some
Auntie
friends.
Chu, no, not Auntie Chu, the Stanley parents,
Yeah, they all live
Betty, Dewey, Ricky, and there is one Robin and Hui Bun. Yeah,
so
four
mom
families.
with some friends. Detroit.
And then we live in eighth floor, and
Seven.
here Hui Bun kuya, eight, and then
7.
Mina, the Hui Bun,
Yeah.
the wife always come to borrow thing.
So yeah, it was a hard life because we have nothing.
And then I have to go to every like friend. How you cook this? How you cook that? Yeah.
Because
So I become
Amma
like
never cooked.
Betty, the one dentist. She's very good cook, and she fix
You don't know
thing.
her yet.
Huh? No, I mean Cook County. I met her there.
Yeah.
And I want to introduce Deepak, and she will fix Deepak pant. Deepak say, "Oh, can you fix this?" And Betty said, "I can fix it. I can."
She's a very,
She
very
loves
nice
Deepak, but
lady.
Deepak, she's a good cook. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good. Okay, so we met her, and then the other thing is, mom was babysitting Stanley,
Yeah.
so that at least tied us for expenses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know how much?
sometimes
You know how
people
much I
call
can
me,
pay?
Yeah. The 1 month Stanley every month $100, and then sometimes I have 300 because people
The
will
Korean,
say, yeah,
the
and
Korean
I have five
kid.
Korean kids, and so, and then when he go home, he talk to him, mom, oh, my son is talking Chinese. He's your age, yeah, Paul.
At that time, I was
100.
paid I remember it was 378 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, 350.
Yeah.
350 a month.
A
huh?
month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they pay you half month. So when I get paid, it was about 178 or something. You know. And the rent, that was supposed to be already government subsidy.
Yeah,
It's
100.
145.
Yeah.
So it's basically the money goes to the pay or the rent.
So
You know, when we came, we never think about that. Oh, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And but you know, things usually settle up pretty good. So okay, that's how much I get paid. And then when I talk with the others, I say, "You guys are lucky. We are only paid $50 a month." And at their time, just before us, and they said things 378 is a lot of money already. Yeah, I should have kept my first check, you know. Anyway.
You know, the one we moved to Detroit, oh, we live like a heaven. Yeah. Big house.
Oh, when we
yeah.
go to Detroit.
So how did
Okay.
internship?
So I was going to finish internship. I was wondering if I should stay in Cook County or not. And we know that the pay is so much, you cannot keep on, like this. And Auntie Chugat and friends who were practicing in Detroit,
Oh, yeah,
they
Detroit.
said, "Oh, that's a very good hospital. It's a private hospital," and said they provide you with homes, and the pay is higher and all this stuff. And then when you're Cook County, you have to do everything. The nurse didn't help you, but you're private hospital, the nurse do like the IV and things, But in Cook County, we have to do it everything ourselves, even pushing the patient to the X-ray and running to the laboratory. Everything is just the intern. So we went to Detroit. They give us a home to stay. Yeah, the hospital owns so many houses for these interns, and they said, "See, the private hospital, they take care of you." Okay, and so when it was like paradise, especially after being in Chicago. When you go out, it's a slum area and things. And now you had a nice home. These homes are also nice because the people who live there are mostly empty nest. They've been there all their life, and they're old people. So the first year we stay there, and we first go there, and there's elm trees outside your house. It's really like paradise. And everything was fine.
After 3 years.
But that was a time, no, it was not 3 years. At that time, there was already severe unrest at Ticketawing, right? The black people start to move in. And there was what we call the white flight. When they see that, they are moving in, we better sell our house fast because the property is going to drop. So it was like fire. It was moving so fast. One day you see the block is already turning into black, and then keep on going. Okay, so we stay there, and until it's unsafe already because how they fight in the street and all this kind of stuff.
And they stole in Chillicothe.
Yeah, and then your dad and they're what you call toys outside the car and so on. The next morning he was in their house.
Yeah,
and you weren't there to some family, and you weren't there to go there, and then those teenagers were standing right on the street. They will not allow your car to pass, or they don't care, and they will bang on your car while you're passing, And so I think the hospital realized that it is not a good place. At that time, the block was completely changed overnight, And so the hospital finally moved us to some houses just next to the hospital where they have so many. This where we live was about 1 block away, and now we're moving right behind the hospital, and that's where you see the drug house. So this is how the place changed, and then
I always push you to go to.
Imama.
Yeah, the store is just at the back,
Federal,
Federals and everything.
It's kind
shopping.
of a small city. Oh, it's not city, but they have a, what do you call this thing? It's like a strip mall. You have a kind of like a lot of stores. Until at least I have my medicine training of 3 years, and I have additional 2 years of gastroenterology. So we are at least there 5 years. When I finished my training, NIAS was looking for a doctor because usually it's small town, nobody wants to come. So when I'm finished, like I said, they're recruiting me. So they say, okay, it's a small town, but you will have enough work. It will be so busy. So they recruit me. I say, well, let's give it a try. Yeah. When I first talk about I'm going to a small city, I was thinking about those up north, Traverse City and those resort area. And but of course there's no opening. And so, in the medical society, that's when Dr. Lindenfeld, Peschka, they went there. Their job is to have a recruitment, and there's a medical meeting. Like when University was a big medical school there. And so the doctors meet and they talk and say, oh, well, we need a doctor. And then my boss, the one who's gastroenterology, and he said, yeah, we have a resident who's interested in small city. And they said, okay. And then they make me meet this Dr. Lindenfeld. And so I say, well, I'll give it a try. So I came here, and then that's it. And it was so backward. We hardly had anything, and I'm the only specialist. There's an old internist specialist who is about retiring, and he was very rough with all the.
He's jealous.
He's the king.
Yeah,
and so when these general practitioners mostly were asking for consult, he would insult them. How come you don't do this? So everybody don't like him, but you have no choice. He's the only specialist. So like I said, that time there's not any specialist or somebody will come. So I came here. I became one of the most important specialists. I started doing the endoscopy, and they actually need a cardiologist more. So they use me as a cardiologist. Okay, so I've been treating all the heart patients.
Yeah, the first patient is the Kentucky Fried Chicken wife.
Yeah.
Alfred's
Put
wife.
the pacemaker.
And I was even putting face. Right now, I probably would be sued. But I'm the only one that's trained, and I was so busy that mostly I was spending in the emergency room, especially after office hour. Those doctor doesn't want to go out to the emergency room when their patient go there. So they okay, call Dr. Young. So I've been working hard. I've been going to the emergency room. Before I reach home, the phone was already ringing. So when I came back, I had to go right back. And that time, 5th Street is so empty. I'm almost the only one on the road. Now look at how busy that street is. Okay, so I really worked very hard. For 7 years, nobody wants to come because those specialists trained. They say, well, I have to do cardiac cath and all this stuff, and this small city cannot provide. After 7 years, what do you call this thing? Hell break loose. Everybody wants to come, because at that time we start to have HMOs, and doctors doesn't want to join those things and being controlled by commercial people telling you what to do. So all the new graduates, America or even came here. We even had people from Mayo and the training that came to here because it's a freedom of practice. But that thing started to get busy. All of a sudden we have more than 7 cardiologists, including Benton Harbor in this area. And before you cannot get one. So but before that, I'm the only one that's doing that. And at midnight, emergency, serious patient, they always call me. So that's how I do things. It's later on when the Unity asked me to go. Yeah, but in the beginning, I have enough work in this area. So that's how we started with my practice and things. We don't have problem because there are already several Filipino doctors working here before us. There are a lot of foreigners practicing here, small town, like the friends we know, the Bedinas, Gideon, Dr. Lee. We are all foreigners. Okay, so there's no problem there. Yeah, I'm take good care of them. Nowadays you have a mother with 1 kid and they're crying and say how difficult it is. But I don't know how Amma did it. And she took care of all of them. And at that time, Amma's mother also comes to stay with us during the summer times. Winter times she'll go back to California. So I think she helped out too. Like Aunt Kini is Amma's favorite. Amma is always taking care of Aunt Kimi. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how they grew up. And then our house was pretty good for children. They can slide, and then they told Amma make a swimming pool, and then when they're small, the backyard has this like a little pond, and they're rowing boats in that area. It was very pretty.
Yeah.
And they've been cut a
Pike.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very unusual. He
Yeah.
had a lot of bass and what else left?
You know, one of the neighbor across there, an old man, come over and says, "Can I have your snapping turtle?" £1 $28. He going sell it.
Really?
So yeah,
I don't
$28.
know that much.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. He have a sign,
And he
I
knows
said,
how to
okay,
train
if
them,
you
tuck them.
cut snapping turtle, can you give us try to eat it? Yeah, and he give us and
A
no
piece.
one I don't know how to cook.
And it was really what turtle soup was made of. Real turtle.
Yeah, $28
Yeah.
a pound.
He
Nothing
traps
turtle.
turtle.
And my mother, Amma, said when she was small, and if you are sick or something, they have to get the snapping turtle, make a soup for you to drink or eat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Remember that.
But if you go to a restaurant and ask for turtle
It's
soup,
expensive.
it was really turtle. And that was from snapping turtle. Yeah. And we have a lot of other painted turtles.
Yeah,
and so,
painted, yeah.
so when they go down, your dad and maybe Uncle David, they have a net and they can just scoop up the turtle and also the carp. The carp
Yeah,
come,
I just we used to
about
knit.
summertime they will come to spawn, to make nest, and they will be just
So
crossing
much,
around.
yeah.
You can just scoop it up with the net.
I use for fertilizer.
Yeah, we don't use them. But Uncle David is good in fishing. He caught quite a lot of fish. That's after
And
the
let
snowstorm.
Stephen go in, and Stephen were covered with all this snow.
And we have a big dog. The first big dog, we call it Queen. That's strong enough to pull them
Yeah, and
during
the island.
winter time when they became icy,
Oh, we
or
have the
even the
picture
circle.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, then they would just have the dogs pull them with a sleigh. Yep, I think they have fun, the boating, and then when we had a swimming pool, the swimming, and then they would do a few fishing, and then canoeing. We canoe all along the lake. I don't know if you ever go with us. So, yep, I think they have a good life. But most of the time it's Amma who's taking care of them because I was so busy. And when I come home, I'm so tired. Even if we one time had a, what do you call this thing? Tent. And Steve is always bugging me to sleep out there, to try that tent out. And I never did it, I think. So, but they have fun living in a tent and things like that.
Did I ever take you to what kind of ball in the YMCA?
Oh, racquetball. Yeah, we used to play racquetball.
And then, we go to the park to play tennis. Yeah.
Well, I think when they're good students and make good grades and they're good kids. So that's about it.
We are happy, all the five of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're always watching TV, right? That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, yeah.
Why that teacher always tell Dan, these kids never study, is always watching TV, and your dad likes to read encyclopedia,
Yeah.
and then he will quiz the teacher the next time. So I don't think he was very well loved by his teacher.
Yeah.
Or you got to be good, and just like the other day, I give you advice on how to find a boyfriend. How to
This is for
avoid
Mia and Caleb and
how to
Leah as
avoid-
well.
Yeah.
intelligent,
Yeah.
hardworking,
Yeah.
ambitious, and good character. You cannot go wrong with that.
Okay.
We are not talking about girlfriend, but we said okay, and then you have to add the addition to a good temper.
Yeah.
For your life is easier.
Most important.
And one way to find out is if you go out on a date and he's driving, you can tell his character.
And one thing, don't work for your husband. He had to work for you. Yeah.
And
He will depend on you.
don't get involved with
Yeah.
smart addict. They may be fun at that time, but if they are not really hardworking, they'll try to find some way. It's not gonna be successful.
Yeah.
Okay.
They say, "Oh, I will marry her because she have a good job," and he just stay home. No way.
Yeah, and then try to get rich fast. And I know somebody like that. And
Be humble.
And being a
Honest,
woman,
humble and
you should
honest.
always be nice to your husband. If you're so nice and make him happy, you can get away with murder. All right? But some people think that I have to be tough with him and all this kind of stuff. That's no fun, right?
Yeah.
But if you're nice and make them happy,